Every morning, millions of people over 60 stand in front of a bathroom mirror and perform the same ritual. They apply a cream that costs them £60, then a serum that costs them £90, then another cream marketed specifically for mature skin that cost them another £80. 3 products, nearly £200 gone in a single month, and the face looking back at them looks exactly the way it looked last month. I have watched this pattern repeat itself for 40 years. I'm Dr. Samuel. After 4 decades in clinical practice, I am going to tell you something. The beauty industry spends billions of pounds every year making sure you never hear. The creams are not failing because you bought the wrong ones. The creams are failing because no cream on earth can rebuild a structure that is collapsing from the inside. Let me be very clear. Skin is not a surface. Skin is an organ. And like every other organ in your body, it responds to what is happening internally, not what you smear on the outside. Before we go any further, subscribe to this channel. The research I am about to walk you through has been in the medical literature for decades. Your dermatology appointment will never cover it. There is no prescription product that treats the actual problem, which means there is no revenue in telling you the truth. That is not cynicism. That is how the system is built. Now let me tell you about Gerald. Gerald is 71 years old, retired engineer. Came to see me last spring with a plastic bag containing every product he had been using for 2 years. A prescription retinoid, a dermatologist-recommended serum, 2 moisturizers, over 200 pounds every month. His skin was thin, fragile, dull, and covered in fine lines that were getting deeper, not shallower. He looked at me and said, "Doctor, I am doing everything they told me to do. Why is my skin getting worse?" I told him what I am about to tell you. Gerald's story runs through this entire video. Stay with me because by the end you will understand exactly why his skin started rebuilding, the day he stopped spending money on the wrong things. Here is the belief you need to let go of before we continue. The idea that aging skin is a surface problem requiring a surface solution is the single most expensive misunderstanding in modern medicine. Topical treatments cannot rebuild what is collapsing internally. Full stop. Think of it this way. If the foundation of a house is cracking, repainting the walls does not fix it. You can use the most expensive paint on the market. You can hire the best painter in the country. The foundation is still cracking. Your skin is the paint. What we are going to address today is the foundation. The external factors you have been told to worry about, sun exposure, pollution, cold wind, are the match. They are real. They matter. But a match on wet wood starts nothing. A match on dry fuel starts a fire. The fuel is internal. The fuel is what nobody in a clinic waiting room is going to tell you about. There are 5 internal factors. I am going to walk you through each one, and at each one I am going to name the specific institutional failure that allowed this gap between the research and your skin to persist. The first factor is collagen synthesis collapse. Collagen is the structural protein that holds skin together. It is the scaffolding. It is why young skin is firm and mature skin is not. The research on collagen decline after 60 has been documented for decades. By age 70, the body produces roughly half the collagen it produced at 20. The fibers that remain become disorganized and brittle. Here is what the data actually shows. A 2019 review published in the journal Nutrients demonstrated that oral collagen peptide supplementation significantly improved skin elasticity and hydration in adults over 60, with measurable results within 8 weeks. 8 weeks, not 8 months. Now, I want to ask you a direct question. In all your dermatology appointments, has a single physician ever mentioned collagen synthesis to you? Has anyone discussed dietary protein intake? Has anyone discussed the amino acids required to build collagen, glycine, proline, lysine? I have asked hundreds of patients this question over 40 years. The answer is almost always no. Here is the institutional failure. There is no prescription product that stimulates collagen synthesis from the inside. There is no pharmaceutical revenue in a conversation about dietary protein. So the conversation does not happen. Your appointment moves on to what can be prescribed and billed. Gerald had been on a low-protein diet for years because his previous doctor told him protein was hard on his kidneys. His kidney function was perfectly normal. He had been starving his skin of its primary building material for a decade. The second factor, and this one is going to change how you think about skin entirely. It is called GHK-Cu, full name glycylhistidylylcopper. It is a small peptide that your body produces naturally. In youth, your plasma level of this peptide sits at roughly 200 nanograms per milliliter. By age 60, it drops to around 80 nanograms per milliliter. That is a 60% collapse in a compound your body cannot function without. What does GHK-Cu do? It directly stimulates collagen synthesis. It reduces inflammation in skin tissue. Research published in the journal Biomed Research International demonstrated that this single peptide activates over 4,000 genes related to tissue repair and regeneration. 4,000 genes. From one compound. The research on GHK-Cu has been in the medical literature since 1973. That is over 50 years. 50 years of documentation. 50 years of peer-reviewed studies demonstrating its effect on wound healing, collagen production, and skin remodeling. Has your dermatologist ever said those three letters to you? I have watched this pattern repeat itself for 40 years. A molecule is discovered. Research accumulates. The research sits in journals. The research never reaches the patient. Why? Because GHK-Cu cannot be patented as a pharmaceutical. Your body already makes it. There is no exclusive profit stream. And when there is no profit stream, the research stays in the library and never walks into the consulting room. Here is what supports natural GHK-Cu production. Copper itself, which requires adequate dietary intake from shellfish, organ meats, nuts, and seeds. Zinc in proper ratio, because zinc and copper compete for absorption. And adequate protein intake providing the amino acid precursors. 3 ordinary dietary interventions. 0 prescriptions required. Gerald's copper intake was essentially 0. He had cut out organ meats in the 1980s because he was told they were unhealthy. He was taking a zinc supplement daily that was driving his copper levels even lower. The third factor is chronic inflammation. The same inflammatory processes destroying the joints of arthritis patients and narrowing the arteries of cardiovascular patients are degrading your skin structure. Inflammation breaks down collagen. It damages the extracellular matrix. It accelerates every visible marker of skin aging. The research here is extensive. A 2018 meta-analysis in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology demonstrated a direct correlation between systemic inflammatory markers, specifically C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, and visible signs of skin aging in adults over 60. Let me be very clear about what this means. If your inflammation is elevated, your skin is being dismantled continuously, regardless of what you apply to the surface. What drives chronic inflammation in most patients I see? Industrial seed oils, refined sugar, ultra-processed foods, inadequate omega-3 intake. These are not controversial claims. They are in the mainstream medical literature. But they are not in the dermatology appointment because inflammation is not a dermatology diagnosis. It is routed to a different specialist who routes nutrition to another specialist who routes you back to the dermatologist. The whole system is built to prevent the single conversation that would actually help you. Oily fish 3 times a week. Extra virgin olive oil instead of sunflower or corn oil. No ultra-processed foods. That is the anti-inflammatory protocol for your skin. It is also the anti-inflammatory protocol for your heart and your joints. 1 diet. 3 conditions addressed. Gerald was eating industrial seed oil in almost every meal, margarine on his toast, vegetable oil in his cooking, packaged biscuits in the afternoon. The fourth factor is vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is not optional for skin. Keratinocytes, the primary cells of the epidermis, express vitamin D receptors. These receptors directly regulate skin cell renewal, barrier function, and inflammation control. Research from the British Medical Journal demonstrates that over 80% of adults over 60 in the United Kingdom have insufficient or deficient vitamin D levels. Let me tell you what this means in plain terms. The organ, that is your skin, is being asked to renew itself without the signaling molecule that tells it how to renew itself. Here is what the data actually shows. Target blood level is 125 to 150 nanomoles per liter. The national average in your age group is sitting somewhere near 40. That is a catastrophic deficit, and nobody measured it at your last appointment. The institutional failure here is simple. Testing vitamin D costs money. Correcting vitamin D costs almost nothing. There is no pharmaceutical on the other side of that equation, so the test is ordered sparingly and the correction is rarely discussed. Daily sunlight on forearms and face between April and September. Oily fish, egg yolks, and for most adults over 60, a daily vitamin D supplement of 2,000 to 4,000 international units, taken with dietary fat for absorption. Getestet? Then correct. That is it. Gerald's vitamin D was 28 nanomoles per liter when I tested him. Severely deficient. His previous physician had never checked. The fifth factor is stress and cortisol. Chronic elevated cortisol directly degrades skin barrier function. It suppresses collagen synthesis. It disrupts the circadian rhythm of skin cell renewal, which occurs primarily during deep sleep. Research published in the journal Inflammation and Allergy demonstrated that cortisol elevation measurably reduces dermal thickness and impairs wound healing. Here is the mechanism. Your adrenal glands release cortisol in response to stress signals. In acute stress, cortisol is protective. In chronic stress, the low-grade daily worry that most people over 60 carry constantly cortisol becomes destructive. It dismantles tissue your body is simultaneously trying to build. The establishment got this one completely wrong by treating skin as separate from the nervous system. Skin and nervous system share embryological origin. They develop from the same tissue in the embryo. They communicate continuously throughout life. A stress response in your brain is a stress response in your skin. The intervention is deliberate daily activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. Slow breathing. 6 breaths per minute. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. 10 minutes daily. Research shows this measurably reduces circulating cortisol within 2 weeks. Gerald was sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night. His cortisol was elevated around the clock. Now let me ask you directly. How old are you? Write it in the comments. I want to understand who is watching, because the interventions I prescribe shift significantly based on decade. The protocol for a 6-2-year-old and the protocol for a 7-8-year-old are not the same. Here is the protocol. Internal first, external second, and only as a minor complement. The morning protocol: 2 eggs cooked in butter, a small portion of oily fish or a tablespoon of cod liver oil, a glass of water, 10 minutes of slow breathing before you check any screens. The lunch protocol: protein-forward plate, chicken, fish, beef, or lamb, a serving of dark leafy greens, a small portion of shellfish twice a week for copper, extra virgin olive oil on everything. The dinner protocol: bone broth as a starter 3 evenings a week. Bone broth delivers glycine and proline, the amino acids most depleted in the aged collagen matrix. Protein: vegetables. No industrial seed oils anywhere in the kitchen. The supplement protocol: vitamin D, 2,000 to 4,000 international units daily with a fatty meal. Magnesium glycinate, 300 milligrams before bed. Collagen peptides, 10 to 15 grams daily in coffee or water. The sleep protocol: the bedroom is completely dark. No screens for 1 hour before sleep. A consistent bedtime. Sleep is when your skin does the work. Rob yourself of sleep and you rob yourself of results. The external protocol: secondary only. Stop using harsh soap on your face. Warm water in the morning. A gentle oil cleanse in the evening. That is it. No expensive creams, No retinoids initially. Let the internal work establish itself first. Week 1. Clear out the industrial seed oils. Start vitamin D. Start slow breathing. Week 2. Add collagen peptides. Add oily fish 3 times. Add shellfish twice. Week 3. Tighten the sleep protocol. Add bone broth 3 evenings. Week 4 and beyond. You will notice it in this order. Sleep first, then energy, then, around week 6 to 8, skin texture, then firmness, then, gradually, tone and fine lines. Gerald came back to see me 12 weeks after his first appointment. His skin was visibly firmer. The deep lines on his forehead had softened. His color had returned. His vitamin D was 118 nanomoles per liter. His C-reactive protein had dropped from 2 milligrams per liter to 0. And the thing he said, I will never forget. He said, "Doctor, the cream budget I canceled pays for everything you put me on, with money left over. That is the economics of the system they do not want you to understand. The products designed to fix you were preventing you from fixing yourself, and they were charging you for the privilege." One clinical note: if you have skin lesions that are changing shape, bleeding, or look different from the rest, see a dermatologist. What I have described today is the foundational internal protocol. It is not a substitute for clinical examination when something requires it. One final thing before you go. Everything I walked you through today addresses 5 internal mechanisms. But which one is most relevant to you depends on your age, your symptoms, your current health picture, and what you are actually trying to achieve. There is a free quiz in the description below this video. You answer a few questions about your goals and your situation. It takes 3 minutes, and based on your answers, it tells you exactly which peptides the research suggests are most relevant for your specific case. Not a generic list, not a one-size-fits-all protocol, a recommendation built around your answers. The link is in the description. 3 minutes, completely free. I am Dr. Samuel. Watch this next video on your screen. You will thank me later.